Hi everyone, today we'll show how anti-drug operations are conducted in the Philippines using the case of People versus Mercado, GR number 207988, March 11, 2015. Facts of the case. On July 27, 2007, a confidential informant reported that Mercado was selling shabu in Phase 3-D, Camarin, Caloocan City, Metro Manila. The Philippine National Police, specifically the Station Anti-Illegal Drugs Special Operations Unit, conducted the operation. The team included is PO2, Wilfredo Quilan, the team leader, PO3 Ramon Galvez, the pusher buyer, is PO1 Fernando Moran, PO2 Eugene Amaro, PO2 Celso Santos, and PO3 Jose Martinez. A pusher buyer approached Mercado with pre-marked money, and Mercado allegedly handed over a sachet of shabu. Additionally, sachets were recovered from his pockets. Seized items were marked, inventory, photographed, and documented in chain of custody forms. Items were turned over to the investigating officer and submitted to the PNP Crime Laboratory, confirming the presence of methamphetamine hydrochloride. During the trial, officers testified about the seizure, marking, and chain of custody. The Supreme Court upheld the admissibility of the evidence, noting that the chain of custody remained intact despite minor technical lapses. This case illustrates how a carefully planned and properly executed PNP operation can achieve legal and procedural success.
Stage 1. Intelligence gathering and case build-up. Officers collect tips, conduct surveillance, and verify information. Accuracy is key because acting on unverified intelligence could endanger officers, civilians, or the case. PNP Handbook Guidelines. Validate intelligence from credible sources. Conduct discreet surveillance. Prepare initial case files with documentation, photos, and notes. Mercado example. The confidential informant's report was verified in Caloocan City. Officers observed Mercado's behavior and confirmed illegal activity before planning the operation, establishing probable cause and reducing operational risk.
Stage 2. Operational planning or pre-operation preparation. The second stage is operational planning and pre-operational preparation. The team develop a case operation plan or co-plan, assigning roles, settings, logistics, and planning contingencies. PNP Handbook Guidelines. First, assign clear roles. The team leader, pusher buyer, arresting officer, and cover team. Second is plan location, timing, escape routes, and safety measures. Third is to conduct team briefings and contingency planning. For example, in Caloocan, the said SOU team planned carefully. The pusher buyer carried marked money, arresting officers' positions strategically, and backup officers secured the area. Briefings ensured all officers knew their roles and the legal framework of the operation.
Stage 3. Execution and bypass operation. The third stage is execution, the actual bypass. The pusher buyer initiate the transaction and arresting officer intervene immediately while maintaining safety. PNP Handbook Guidelines. Follow the operation plan. Observe safety protocols. Protect the right of the suspect. Secure the scene and prevent evidence contamination.
Example, the pusher buyer approached Mercado in Phase 3-D, Camarin. After receiving the sachet, arresting officers intervened without incident. Civilians were unharmed, and the suspect's rights were preserved, showing proper coordination and adherence to PNP standards.
The fourth stage is seizure, inventory, marking, and chain of custody. Seized items were immediately marked, inventoried, and photographed to maintain evidence integrity. PNP Handbook Guidelines. Mark items with initials, date, and time. inventory and photograph items in the presence of witnesses, maintain unbroken chain of custody forms. Mercado example. Sachet were marked BMS/RG and BMS/FM 1/2. Items were turned over to the investigating officer with receipts. Witnesses observed the process. Later, officers testified in court to confirm evidence integrity.
Stage 5. Post-operation, lab submission, and case filing. The fifth and the final stage is post-operation handling, laboratory submission, and case filing. Items were submitted to the PNP Crime Laboratory, and officers prepared reports for the prosecutor, ensuring the case could proceed to court. Mercado, for example, the crime lab confirmed the substance were methamphetamine hydrochloride. Officers testified about marking, inventory, and chain of custody procedures. The Supreme Court ruled the evidence admissible, emphasizing proper procedural compliance.
In conclusion, to summarize, the Mercado case demonstrates all out well-executed PNP anti-drug operation. The said COU team in Caloocan City followed all 5 operational stages: intelligence gathering, planning, execution, seizure, and post-operation handling, maintaining safety, legal compliance, and evidence integrity, resulting in successful prosecution and justice for the community.